I've pretty much known I wanted to do something with filmmaking. Ever since I was real young, I was like, hey bud, maybe we should take all our cool ideas, write them in a note and send them off to Hollywood. They'll make our films for us. And it just grew into, wow, I can do this myself. When I started, it was just whatever was easiest, literally, like cutting a piece of cake or, making up my bed. But as I've come to understand more about filmmaking, I like to do things that push me a little bit more. And sometimes I've definitely failed in that, but there have been some really interesting ones, I think.
I've seen Riley's work from the beginning. I've even seen stuff that hasn't been released to the public yet. And the evolution of his work is incredible. The improvements, extraordinary, and every film I see is an improvement on the last.
The one that's gotten the most, has been talked about the most, I guess, between my fan base would be Midnight Snack, but it's definitely not the best one I've ever worked on. It was an early film, but the one I think I've put the most effort into would have to be Shadowcaster. It definitely had some good ideas, some pretty, not the best, but some decent cinematography, and I think it showed a lot of growth in my work from what I did with Midnight Snack to there. One night in Gettysburg, I was like, oh man, it'd be such a great idea if I started a weekly show where I talk, and I call it Riley Talks because I'll be talking. It's about allowing my viewers to get a sense of what's gonna come out of the channel, but lately there hasn't been much but Riley Talks. It's going to last a little bit longer, but I think the experience there is almost over. I think Privet is probably going to rework itself pretty soon to be more about the filmmaking, because that's what the original idea was. Most people get complaints in the form of comments. I know everyone that watches my channel, so I get them directly from the people. The one time I cursed on there and bleeped it out, my parents were absolutely livid. My friend Andrew can't stop telling me how he wants Riley Talks to be. My cousin Garrett keeps wanting me to talk about Star Wars. Critiques can make you a better filmmaker, certainly, but sometimes unwarranted or unthought through critiques, you just have to let them go. You can't really think about them. You have to just keep pushing forward with your filmmaking.
Riley will be either a head director, a producer, or a screenwriter. Well, he has a director's hat. That's a little secret that not many people know about, but he does have the director's hat. And when that hat goes on, Riley's a completely different dude.
There is a lot of things I thought I wanted to do in filmmaking. I thought about writing, and I'm not very good at it. I've thought about directing, and I'm okay at it. I've done it a few times. I thought about editing. I think what I'm really probably going to end up focusing on is cinematography. I do want to make people go, wow, that's an interesting film, that's an important film, but if I'm making something that is just like a cool film, which people are like, man, I enjoyed those 2 hours, then there's nothing wrong with that,